Hi, I'm Melanie.
And I'm Cory.
And welcome to Love 'em and Lead 'em.
Lessons and laughs with the ladies of Dog Training Camp USA.
In this podcast, you'll take away proven and practical dog training advice with plenty of stories and laughs along the way.
Join us as we share our experience from the kennel and from life.
With that, let's sniff our way into this episode. We're back from the meat locker at Bullitt County Public Library.
Oh my gosh, it's freezing in here. It's freezing. Usually we wear jeans and sweaters, but today
they're trying to freeze their patrons.
it is like a meat locker.
It's a meat locker.
Maybe it's like Walmart. They think if they make it cold enough, people won't stay very long. I'm just saying.
Probably.
That's what I'm going to start doing at home when I have like company that
You
I
need to
don't
get kids
want.
out of the house.
Yeah, be like, oh, like let's turn it down to 62 and everybody's teeth are chattering and I have some privacy.
Yeah.
I can leave.
I like that. I like that idea.
Should we start today with a shirt reveal? Because we are both looking pretty spectacular. So for the listening audience, I'll tell them what your shirt is.
Oh, yeah.
It is the moon and 3 blue jays, one of which looks to be screaming at something, which is
Like
on par.
Like
for
it's howling,
blue jays.
but it's not.
And the other two, it's like a Sears portrait studio
Yes.
picture with the moon and squawking blue jays. And
A little retro.
just to make it even better, you cropped that shirt yourself.
Since I started buying crop tops, all my shirts just feel so long.
Yeah, I love it.
This shirt is one of my favorites right now because it brings such a smile to everyone's face, because everyone is in on the joke that blue jays are not nocturnal, so they appreciate it. They appreciate it.
Oh, is that what the joke is?
Yeah.
They're indeed not nocturnal.
Yeah, it's
So,
hilarious.
yeah, I love your shirt.
Let's talk about yours.
Okay, I put this shirt on,
It says, I got that dog in me
and it's my new favorite dog breed of the week.
of your life.
It's a Chi-Chi Chihuahua.
Everywhere we go, you're like, I just got to get one of those.
I know.
Chihuahuas.
Yesterday we walked into that consultation, and it was a Great Dane, two Great Danes,
Yep.
a bulldog, and the teeniest little, was his name Alfie?
Yep.
And I was like, give me that little one. And I just grabbed him up and held him. He's my buddy the whole time.
When we came in, they had they had all those big dogs in there, and they had his crate like tucked into a corner. And I came in and I hear this little barking, and I'm like, guys, your trash can is barking.
Yeah, it was behind the
And it was like so small. It was like,
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Alfie's my boy. But this shirt I wore today because the Chihuahua on my shirt looks very angry.
Yeah.
And this is how I feel
oh boy.
when someone tells me that they got littermates,
From a breeder
especially from a breeder,
for money.
for money.
Somebody that breeds for money.
Correct.
Why does that frustrate you so bad?
Because, oh, Melanie.
You're the one that's
Melanie.
doing the phone calls. I'm just training them.
Because the phone rings and people call and they say, well, this is the problem. And it could be any number of things.
Correct.
And then they drop it on me. Well, there's actually 2 of them and they're actually, 6 months old, and we can't get them potty trained and we can't get them crate trained, and they won't listen at all, and blah, blah, blah. Or they call when they're a year old and they're fighting.
Yes.
And I asked the question, well, where did you get these 2 dogs? And, there's the random, we found 2 puppies in a box, and it was gut wrenching, and we had to just take them home and keep them both. Okay. It's well-meaning. I get it. But when a professional dog person is either selling or rehoming littermates, and they know the potential problems that are happening with littermates, they're setting people up to fail. And as much as I love getting more clients for training, I think I think it's a little bit shady to set people up for a potential problem that you're aware of. And if you're not aware of it, then you should not be breeding dogs.
I think it's more than a little bit shady.
Okay, it's very shady and it's infuriating, actually. It makes me want to wear an angry Chihuahua shirt.
It says, I got that dog.
I got that dog in me.
Yeah. So I think where I hate for this to just be like this negative thing. Well, we're going to talk about how we help people with this, right? But what the situations that people get themselves into is, I went to this breeder, and this is the most common version of this story, right? You can correct me, but we went to this breeder. We were, we had a puppy picked out or whatever. We were sitting there in a pile of puppies, and the breeder says, this one needs a home.
Every other one is spoken for except for this one and this one.
Yes. What other crazy
Don't you feel
things?
so bad? This one's going to be by itself.
They tell people that they're already bonded sometimes, which is just not freaking true.
They're playing on people's sympathies and heartstrings, and really they're taking advantage of them, because a lot of times, maybe they had too many and they couldn't get rid of them. So they're passing them off on clients that don't know any better.
Well, I think we saw an uptick on this. Just what you said reminded me of this. We saw it happen because the landscape changed so much after COVID. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like, everybody was adopting dogs.
You're right.
And then kind of late 21 into 22, right? Shelters are filling back up. All the things are happening. We aren't getting as much business. Like, we know industry wide, like, there was a huge slowdown after all the shelters.
But breeders were still breeding.
Breeders were still breeding at the same thing. And then they could not offload these puppies. And they were sending them home with these people who had done the responsible thing and researched and planned and allocated and budgeted, for their resources for one puppy. And
then they got there, and it was, this one's going to be so lonely. Don't you feel bad? They're bonded. They love each other. They're inseparable. Well, they're inseparable because they're in a box together.
They have the same mother.
I mean, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, not all breeders are doing this. And also, let's use the word breeders kind of in air quotes, because some of these are coming from backyards and whatnot. It's just so frustrating when dogs are coming out of any kind of professional space and being put in a home like this. Because again, we're setting people up for potential failure. Not every time, not every dog, not every case, but we see this over and over and over and over again.
Well, even if in a perfect world, the dogs get home and reach their developmental milestones and they're getting along and they don't have some of the common problems we see, like, there's still an element of stress that I think these owners go through, like, where they're like, shit, we have to, like,
everything is double.
Yeah.
Like, regardless. And people aren't budgeting for this. They're making an emotional decision under pressure from a rescue or pressure from, it happens in the rescue world too. And it's just as shady. So it's very frustrating on our end. And then we are trying to pick up the pieces. The people don't have any options now. They've got these two dogs. Now this is the bed you made. Now you have to lay in it. And here we are coming in trying to help. And a lot of times we are able to really move the needle if they're struggling. But it's double the food. It's double the poop. It's double the training. It's double the cost of training. It's double the boarding costs. It's double the vet bills. And like, if people could just pause for 1 second and think about it, but they can't because they're looking at a pile of puppies and it is made to feel guilty.
It is hard to like keep your senses straight and use that portion of your brain where you're making good decisions, like when you are covered in puppies.
I know. So it makes me really mad when it comes out of a professional space. It doesn't make me mad when somebody just got themselves in over their head. They were very well meaning. I'm hardly ever mad at the client.
No.
We had, oh my gosh, I wish I could remember what family this was, but I had a call and the breeder, they went to get one puppy. And the breeder laid it on thick as soon as they got there. And they're like, oh, but there's only one left. Ooh, boo, boo, boo. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo. And then they gave the family goes, okay. Oh yeah, well this is terrible, and the kids are always there. The kids are like,
God.
oh, can't we get 2 of them? Oh my God, Mom, we'll take care of it. I promise.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's BS all the way around, by the way. So don't even fall for that. But the breeder,
Man, you're on one today.
I wore the shirt.
Damn. Okay.
The breeder sells them the 2 puppies. Oh, by the way, the other thing they do is the second one's always at a discount.
Oh, half price.
It's half,
Half price or regular price?
half price, a regular price. The breeder sells them both puppies and hands the woman a book. And she's like, this is about, you should read this. This is about raising puppies. This will really help you.
I forgot
Make
about
sure you read the first chapter.
this. So bad.
And the lady opens the book, and chapter 1 is littermate syndrome.
Yeah.
So the breeder not only knew it, she hid it and then gave them reading materials for later on all the problems they were going to have. I mean, it's disgusting.
Maybe we should be breeding and then charging them for training. Maybe that's a genius business model. Because
I don't know.
It's sickening.
I want a disclaimer. We are all for ethical and responsible breeders. We see the value and the importance of well-bred dogs, well-bred companions, especially working dogs. People that have specific jobs they want their dog to do, dogs that like preserving the lineage of breeds.
Yeah.
We are 100% for that. 100%.
Yeah.
So
we're not those trainers that are like, if you buy a dog, you're a piece of crap.
No.
We don't subscribe to that.
No.
But
so that's what the shirt is. And you can see that I'm fulfilling this angry dog because it really is infuriating because it's hard for me then to get the help to the people that need it after this has happened to them when it's, again, double the cost, double the time, double the problems. And so it's frustrating. So I thought, let's talk about this today.
Sometimes when we're lucky, we can evaluate the situation and pull one of the siblings, and we've gotten lucky before where it kind of fixes, like there's just really one problem, right? But usually if they're gonna fight, we got to do the works on both.
Ugh. Yeah. So let's talk about what littermate syndrome is, because we've kind of danced around it. But basically when you get 2 puppies from the same litter or 2 puppies at the same time that are super close in age, it can happen. A lot of times there's just extra problems, not to mention it's the double everything. But what the dogs themselves do is sometimes they learn, oh, we don't need the human because we've got each other. So they look to each other more than they look to their humans.
Correct.
They have a very hard time getting a shut off, turn off switch, like in being able to relax because they're always together and they're always playing and there's always something to do. So teaching them to turn off and be calm can be a challenge. They can escalate each other very quickly, and that can cause a lot of problems.
I would just say, like, you say all these things and it's kind of like, I mean, it's not dissimilar from a human sibling relationship when you say that, right? Like, I have an older sister and nobody on this planet Earth can piss me off like she can, right? Like,
correct.
That's kind of the same kind of idea here. Like, I don't know if it's nature versus nurture, but I think you're predisposed
with your sibling.
You have to be. There's that's the only explanation, right? So I don't know, that it just creates so many problems there. Typically, again, it mirrors human relationships. Even though they're together and they're reliant on each other, their personalities are typically not identical to each other,
right? And
so that leaves power dynamics open, right? Like, one is in charge, one is correcting the other, one is trying to be in charge.
Sometimes one is so nervous that it only relies on its sibling and can't function.
Yes. without.
separately. Like we've had that before where we can't take the one dog outside to work on leash walking at their house because the other dog literally has a high speed come apart and is just destroying the door and cannot be separated. So then, down the road, you've got to take one or the other to the vet, or one or the other has a surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
Now you've got one in a medical condition and one that is an absolute mess at home. And then the worst thing that happens is that they reach, their sexual maturity around about and start fighting.
Yeah.
Like literally fighting, like to the death fighting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of littermate syndrome.
Yeah.
And it's not an officially like recognized diagnosis, I suppose, but it happens enough
That there's
the dog
somebody
world
named
that
it.
somebody named it. And
sure.
we see it over and over again.
We
So-
definitely don't. We've worked. I'd say we've worked the same amount of cases with like male, female littermates, male littermates. We've kind of have the same freaking results across the board, right?
Yeah, I can't think of any trends that I've been able to notice between gender and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think there's something that to be said for like those formative, like kind of weeks of developmental stages of puppies where if they are, again, taken from their mother, probably, in my opinion, here it's a little bit too early. Like,
Yeah.
If we had our way, the standard age to wean a puppy from its mother would probably be between 12 and 16 weeks.
Oh, that would be awesome. 'Cause then the
So
mama
I mean,
can
we're
teach it.
already off to a little bit of a rocky start either way. But I think when they're taken out at 8 weeks and they're taken together, and then they're just, that imprint immediately happens. Like, this is the only thing that's familiar. I'm in a new house now,
Yes.
right? Like, it just is like a powder keg, and then the months go on and on and on, and then boom, we hate each other and we're going to kill each other.
Correct.
And the humans are usually not privy to those problems starting.
No, hopefully that breeder gives a lot more of that book out so people can learn.
If you're listening to this and you're a breeder and you gave out littermates, Cory's coming for you.
I don't know. I don't like people and dogs being set up to fail.
Yeah.
And I don't like, it feels icky to have to try to clean up the mess and make everything, okay for people, and they can't afford it or they whatever. And we do our best, but people call and they got littermates, and the first thing I'm like, okay, are you crate training them? And then the next thing they say is, yeah, they're in the same crate. And so like, it's one thing after another.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen to every pair.
No.
It doesn't happen to, every family. It doesn't happen to every breed. And there are things that we can do and have done and recommend to kind of try to prevent it. But it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that we do immediately when somebody calls us and say, oh my God, I have a littermate syndrome situation.
The first thing I tell them is, please get a second crate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the first thing I tell them, because several reasons. We want them to be able to be separated for all the things we mentioned before. Like, we're going to train them separately and then put them back together. We want them to have that off switch. And if they have the option to play with each other in a crate, then they're not shutting off when they're put up.
They're not resting. And the other big thing about that I think is big too is like their brains are not developing when they're not resting.
Correct.
Like enough, right?
It's
so,
like humans. We all need sleep.
Yeah. So that is a big, we are kind of trying to educate people all the time that you got to let your puppy rest.
Puppies need way more sleep than people.
Yeah. You realize.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put them in a crate together. They're supposed to be going night-night. They're playing and wrestling.
Well, the other thing too is if there's an accident in the crate, then we don't know who had the accident, right? Yeah. So the potty training is way more difficult if they're in the same crate together.
Yeah.
And it's way messier because then they both get gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the first thing I tell them.
We usually, when we pull them in for camp, again, I'm looking at the dynamics. If we're lucky enough to get both of them and we're lucky enough that they're younger, it doesn't really change the trajectory of training. It might change how we educate the clients on moving forward steps, but if we have a case where maybe it's an adult pair, which we do have this a lot. We have a case in the kennel right now of this, of adult dogs fighting who
previously were seemingly fine.
Yeah. Or bonded at a young age. Maybe the thing's not really clear.
Yeah.
That we're talking about the same one, right?
Yeah.
It's very clear to see just by watching them that one is kind of being a bully on the other one, right? So the one that is the bully, we're toning him down, right? Like, we're like, you ain't in charge. Here's all the stressful things in life, and the parties that you're not invited to, you got to sit right here and you can't do anything about it. The one that is getting bullied is the timid one with no confidence and needs also the works, right? But just all the same things, but just for different reasons.
Right.
And
we build up his confidence
once
little.
We get confidence, kind of balanced equilibrium, we put them together and walk them with one handler. And I feel like that is a big milestone in kind of overcoming some of these problems.
It's like the equalizer.
It is the great equalizer, because it's like you're both equally worthless. Stop fighting. From the freaking,
like, neither one of you is in charge. I am in charge.
Yeah. So that's always, I love that step, because they just look super pissed off when they do that. So
when they realize that the human is who they're supposed to look to. So some of the things we do to prevent it is the littermate syndrome, problems is separate crates, separate. It's fine for them to play together, but they also need that alone time with their humans, so that each dog individually bonds with the family and knows individually, like, this is my person, this is who gives me all the good things, and stop just looking to each other all the time. So playtime's separate, and playtime together again, of course. And then leash walking, especially the training of leash walking, has to be separate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then just really getting to know them as individuals, and not lumping them together as the boys or the two dogs or whatever.
The other thing I just thought of that is an interesting component of littermate syndrome that we didn't even talk about when we were talking about discussing this today, is when they form a little gang and do things like when they don't, in the instances where they don't fight, they're usually on the same team, causing some sort of ruckus, right? So our very good friend Christine got hoodwinked into a pair of Aussie littermates, and they're freaking bringing waterfowl into her house and killing them.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I don't know if they killed it, but they definitely let the duck in and chased it around.
Like, they're hunting as a team. They hunt as teams. We had a lady approach us with a pair of female pit bulls that attacked and killed a horse.
They killed a horse. Yeah.
Together.
I know. Boy, we've seen a lot of things.
I mean,
oh man,
you can't make this shit up, man.
Well, yeah, and in the house, is every dog going to bring a duck in or kill a horse? Good God, I hope not.
No,
otherwise we need to raise our prices. But, but the ganging up can be,
yes,
we want to play, and we're going to stare at you, boop you, and bark at you together until one of you idiot humans does what we're telling you to do.
Yeah, those cases, those examples I listed are really extreme, but like, if you just think about it on the more normal level, like, your life is a living fucking hell with two littermates who are sexually matured. If they get along, they're working as a unit. Yeah, they're bullying the shit out of you, right, to get what they want. That's typically the other side of this that we see.
We see, like, Christine is a happily ever after story.
Yes.
Copper and Cole, they're great dogs. We worked with them through lessons. But we immediately swooped in and were like, get a different crate, get another crate, do this. You need to do this. Let's do this. This is the plan for this. And it's gone really well. But she would tell you it's been so much more difficult and so much more work than she was ready to do for one dog. But again, she took her kids with her. They're like, oh, this black one, he's left over. He's half price.
We start calling dogs half price.
I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but it's not. I feel bad for people. So you can prevent it from happening, but here's the deal. The genetics don't lie.
Yeah.
And sometimes no matter what you've done, you could do all the right things, but at the end of the day, they're still dogs and they're still littermates and they're going to do what they're going to do. It's just like people's kids that go off the rails.
Yeah.
Like, both kids they were raised in the same household. I don't understand how one went off the rails. Well,
yeah,
it happens.
Nobody
and it
really.
happens with dogs too. And just like you can't necessarily just fix it in a kid, you also can't just fix it in a dog. So it's a little more complicated. So our goal is to have all of our listeners, please just not even get littermates.
And if you find yourself with a pair of littermates, don't freak out. I'd say would be the first thing.
Yeah, don't
to
freak
do.
out, but call us.
Well, call us, but also just, I mean, you're going to have to be, there can be happily ever afters, which I'm glad you said that, because this
We've
has all
seen
been
a lot of happily ever afters, though. Like Olivia and Oliver, the pugs, they're great.
Oh God, yeah, they gave that poor lady a hard ass time.
I know. She had to send him to camp.
Yeah,
and if she had just gotten one, it wouldn't be the case. We have 2 little teeny tiny baby puppies right now, and the guy literally said to me on the phone, if I could return one, I would.
Yeah,
and he's only had him for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but there are happily ever afters. It's not a death sentence.
No. I think, I don't want to like scare anybody listening to this, but I think you be prepared to be hardcore in your routines and your rituals and your training, and you don't let up for 1 second. Just like, again, a kid that goes off the rails, and you're going to be fine. But
if you can refrain from doing it in the first place, prevention, that's the best form of prevention of littermate problems. We had another case. They brought us the dogs, and the dogs got along great until they were right around a year, a little bit over a year. And these were big dogs. Mm-hmm. And they ended up having to keep them separated for their whole life.
That's what I was going to say. I guess it depends on what you would consider happily ever after, because some of our clients they decide they can keep the dogs, but it's a space swapping situation. And some of our clients we've worked with are like, I absolutely cannot live in a space swapping situation. Yeah. When we say space swapping, it's one dog takes a turn in the crate and the other takes a turn, out being free and being a dog. And it just requires a really strict routine, a really strict schedule.
It's hard for anybody, but it's hard for busy families with little kids and all the things. You know what else I just thought of? About the professional component of this in the dog world is there's a very reputable local boarding daycare place that also does training. And we've actually had a client called them to get some training help for their dogs. And the place told them when they said it was littermates, they said, I have 2 puppies. And the people were like, are they littermates? And the client said yes. And they're like, sorry, if you get rid of one, we will work with you, but we won't train with littermates.
Yeah.
So this is the level of like, how big of an issue is this? Like, I get a little passionate, but I'm really not exaggerating. In a professional training world, we've got at least one place locally that will not train those dogs because they're littermates.
Yeah, it's a giant headache for anybody in this industry. So, that's
so don't be
scared.
But if you know better, you can do better.
And with that, we're gonna take a quick break.
I need one.
My dog won't heel, stay or sit.
My dog won't heel, stay or sit.
But I didn't give up, no I did not quit.
No I didn't give up, I did not quit.
He went to dog training camp USA.
He went to dog training camp USA.
Now he can heel, sit and stay.
Now he can heel, sit and stay.
Sound off
502.
Sound off
356.
Sound off
502 356 3059.
We're back.
We are back. I took a break. I did some deep breathing and got a little bit of zen.
Maybe we should take your blood pressure now.
Oh my gosh. My blood pressure is so freaking good that you should be jealous of my blood pressure stats.
I'm not. For those of you that don't know, we filmed this at the library, and there's a blood pressure cuff machine. So we were taking our blood pressure before this.
And yours was higher than mine.
Why
You're
are you
stressed out?
gloating about
Because
it?
you're stressed out about
I'm
it.
not stressed.
What do you mean I'm stressed? Anyway, I should go take it now after the Littermate conversation.
We should, but we are going to give updates on the couple of cases that we had talked about in our episodes.
What people ask us, so we wanted to
It's true.
update our fans on 2 dogs that we've recently seen again after training and
After
talked to
talking.
their parents and
After
whatnot.
talking about their cases too. on the podcast.
We talked about them on the podcast. So the first one was Nala, who's the golden retriever that, she's a pumpkin. She was used for breeding and didn't really know how to be a dog. And her awesome parents called us and were like, yes, we want to help her for sure. And so we had her and worked with her. And she really came out of her shell and she was great. And so we just saw her.
Yeah. So I was the most interested in this because I was really curious on how the period of time between training on a dog that was that kind of severely shut down, and they're reporting that she's living her life great, but the behavior that we kind of watched at the kennel was she's a freaking completely different dog, and we're like so happy over the moon for her and their little cute little family.
They're obsessed with her.
They are, and she's going through life with limited amounts of fear. I think they always have the tendency to kind of revert back, but
we gave her parents the skills to know, like, hey, don't feed into this. Like, if it's not scary, if she shouldn't be scared, then don't act like she should. Like,
Correct.
It's not scary. It's not scary. So that's what you have to communicate to her. And clearly they've done a great job.
And it worked. Yeah. So super happy with that. It had been so long that I was like, she might get in here and feel kind of scared. But she was like, oh, you people again. I'm happy to see you.
She was really happy to see us when she came back when her parents were on vacation. And she rolled over and got belly rubs from everybody and was so happy.
Yeah.
So that's a great update.
And then, of course, we got to see her cute parents. And I don't know if her dad had a belt on or not. Belts are your thing. But belt watch.
You reminded me that his pants fell down. I forgot all about that. It's terrible.
No, his pants were on when they picked her up.
Good.
The
Pants are required at our kennel.
The other update we were going to talk about was Guinness, because that was a case where we were like, we got to potty train this dude. And I didn't think he was capable of being potty trained, but the damn dog is potty trained. Son of a bitch. We did it.
Guinness rose to the occasion, and his dad is very closely following the routine that we set for him.
Yes.
And he is far exceeded our expectations of success, and he's still on his seizure medication. But with us this time, he came into the kennel to hang out. Like, he owned the place.
Yeah.
He was hip hopping around everywhere. He played with the cat. He is funny.
He really can't read social cues very well. So like he's trying to play with the cat, and the cat's like smacking him every time he passes.
Yeah.
And the dog is like, this is great. I'm having the best time. So I think
we were like, oh, bless his heart.
He's not going to be one that could probably be mixed with a group of dogs or, whatever. But I mean, it was fun to watch. So, I mean,
Guinness he was a challenge.
I'm going to go on the record and say I'm glad we didn't give Guinness the old pink juice, because he's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have done it ourselves anyway.
Well,
but
you know what I mean.
But we did. We had a lot of conversations between the two of us, with the girls at the kennel, with the dad, with the veterinarian, and we all said, Dad, if you're in, we're in. We'll give it the old college try.
Yeah.
And we were very curious to see how it would go. Because like I said before, he's probably the most medically fragile dog we've ever trained.
For sure.
Or at least trained through a board and train for
Or
sure.
at least we knew the medical problems.
Yeah, we knew.
going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Guinness is
Potty trained.
he's potty trained.
Let's go. This is the job we got,
that we never knew.
but not really the one we wanted.
Yeah.
It's potty training all these jacked up dogs.
How did we become the potty training team? I don't know, but here we are. So if you get littermates and you can't potty train them, call us, but just know it's going to be double the price.
And with that, we'll see you next time. It's going to be double the price. God, you're stupid.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Love 'Em and Lead 'Em. If you want to hear more, be sure to check us out every other week on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Dog Training Camp USA Louisville and check out our website at dogtrainingcamplouisville.com for more information on our training and other services.
If you need help with your dog, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find our contact details in the show notes.
We'll smell you later.